What's going on, YouTube? It is Black Shot back at with another video for you guys today. I was requested to check out this video, Top 10 Underrated Stephen King Stories. Now, we all know when it comes to stories, Stephen King is a mother. Okay? He is a mother, it, and everything else. Okay? Without any further ado, let's check out this video, alright? Out of 3, 2, 1.
The Master of Horror has a library of original work that just keeps on giving.
Of course.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10
I have that
underrated
book.
Stephen King stories. Before we begin,
Bam.
we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at great Stephen King stories, whether novels, novellas, or short
Gerald's
stories
Game.
that are either critically underrated or underappreciated by the masses. Number 10, The Langoliers. The Langoliers was one of 4 novellas published in the collection 4 Past Midnight. It tells the original story of a group of people who wake up to find their airplane and the subsequent airport deserted.
Oh,
It
Jesus.
is a breathlessly plotted tale populated by some truly memorable characters.
I never heard of
The
it.
irritable and psychotic Craig Toomey. The climax, featuring the monstrous titular Langoliers, contains
What the-
the
why is he
unique
running
blend
like
of
that?
horror and action that King writes so well. Most people know this story from
Oh,
the rather
shit.
bland and mediocre miniseries it received, but it truly does not do the novella justice. It's easily one of King's most unique and exhilarating creations. Number 9, The Eyes of the Dragon. While
Oh,
Stephen King
Lord.
has deviated from the genre
Dragon.
in recent years, his earlier works were strictly horror thrillers. Perhaps that's why The Eyes of the Dragon, a magical epic fantasy in the vein of Tolkien, failed to connect with his readership. While professional book critics enjoyed the story, King's dedicated fanbase abhorred it. Some called it a children's book, while others
Yikes.
simply couldn't get past the abrupt change of genre. The response
Can't
was
please
so
everyone,
toxic
huh?
that King was inspired to write Misery, which served as a metaphor
Oh, Misery.
for his
Oh, never
creative
mind. I'm
imprisonment.
thinking of that
The Eyes
other
of the
movie.
Dragon has enjoyed friendlier treatment in years since.
Mystic
but
River.
It is still a largely ignored entry in the King canon. Number 8.
The Long Walk.
The Long Walk was originally published under King's pseudonym Richard Bachman, which led it to be largely overlooked in its time. It tells the simple yet intriguing story of a walking contest controlled by the totalitarian United States. 100 teenage boys must continuously walk and maintain a minimum pace of 4 miles per hour.
Hell
After
no.
3 dips below the required speed, they're killed. The
Ooh.
last boy standing wins. The Long Walk was actually the
What
first
kind of
novel
Hunger
King
Games
ever
shit is
wrote,
this?
so it's a little rough around the edges and may drag on for too long. But it's still a harrowing and truly disturbing piece of dystopian literature. Number 7, The Talisman. When it comes to pure adventure, there is no beating The Talisman. Co-written by Peter Straub, this novel tells the story of 12-year-old Jack Sawyer, who sets
Hey.
out on a cross-country and parallel universe trip to save his dying mother. Anticipation was extremely high for this novel, with many people literally expecting the best horror story ever written. And while it certainly wasn't that, it was a relative success, spending 12 weeks atop the New York Times bestseller list. That said, it is not often remembered or included in the pantheon of King's greats. Regardless, it's easily one of his most epic stories, and it deserves more love.
Oh, shit.
Number 6, Insomnia.
I heard of that.
Insomnia is a true monster of a book. With the hardcover edition
Looks like
sitting
it.
at almost 800 pages, it is a beast that requires a lot of time and patience from the constant reader.
You think?
So it's definitely not for everyone. Its daunting length, snail's pace, and overall weirdness
I ain't even
put a
finished
lot
yet.
of readers off. And as such, it's often considered one of King's weaker efforts. Even King has voiced his displeasure, calling it a, quote, stiff novel in his memoir, On Writing. That said, those serious and patient enough to give it a shot are rewarded with a complex, emotional, and dreamlike
I just got
story
hypnotized for a
that
little
can be
bit.
considered one of King's most unique. Number 5, The Man in
In
the
a
Black Suit.
suit.
King
That
has
cover
written
alone
some
is scary as
incredible
hell.
Short stories, but The Man in the Black Suit, originally published in an issue of The New Yorker, may be his best. It tells the story of a young boy meeting the devil by a river, and
No!
it's a mesmerizing blend of disturbing horror story and mature contemplation on mortality. It won many
Mortality.
industry accolades, including the prestigious O. Henry Award, an award recognizing exceptional short stories. While it may be a critical darling, it's often ignored in fan discussions, and many prospective King readers may not even know of its existence. Well, here you go. Now go read it. Number 4, Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game is a brilliant psychological horror novel about
Kind
a
of
woman who's
type
stuck
of game he
chained to a
playing.
bed after her husband dies of a heart attack.
What?
The novel really didn't garner any
Oh,
significant
yeah.
attention until it was adapted into a Netflix movie that was released in 2017. The movie received a positive reception, and it helped bring some more
Why you
attention
standing
to
over
this
there all creepy?
criminally overlooked yet
Oh, hell no.
intense
Get away
and
from me.
personal novel.
Get away
Another
from me.
underappreciated King story called 1922 has also received the Netflix treatment. So here's hoping that many more such adaptations come our way. There's certainly no shortage of good stuff to be mined from the King canon. Number 3,
Bag of Bones.
In 1997, Stephen King left his
my.
longtime publisher Viking Press and signed with the more prestigious Simon & Schuster. What resulted was a novel much more literary than his previous work. Bag of Bones is a story about a grieving writer who moves to a vacation home to confront his inner demons and bonds with a young widowed mother. It's a
Oh,
tragic
my.
and haunting story about ghosts, both metaphorical and real,
Go!
and recovery.
We
It
all
won
heard
both
that
the
from.
British Fantasy and Bram Stoker awards, yet it still does not enjoy the public reputation it so badly
Oh, she looked like a
deserves.
vampire.
In this book, a mature and morose king really showcases his surprising penchant for literary writing. Number 2,
Dr. Sleep.
no one was really asking for a sequel to The Shining, but King gave it to us anyway. And you know what? It was actually really good. The story follows the
That was a
Shining's
good movie.
Danny Torrance as he battles
creeped me
post-traumatic
the hell
stress
out.
and alcoholism. Meanwhile, a group of marauders known as the True Knot travel in search of the magical steam that shiners produce upon a painful death. Dr. Sleep avoids fan service and somehow serves as both a worthy sequel to King's most acclaimed novel and an exciting, scary story that can be enjoyed on its own terms. Many people may have written off King's more recent work, but Dr. Sleep is worthy of a recommendation. Before we unveil our number 1
Sale.
pick, here are some honorable mentions.
The Gunslinger. This is some nice elevator music. The road virus heads north. Run for cover, mother.
Number 1, Lacey's Story. Stephen King revealed during a Reddit AMA that Lacey's Story was his favorite novel. A deeply personal story, you can understand why. The novel follows the newly widowed Lacey Landon as she cleans out her dead writer husband's study and recollects on his dark past. It's not just horrifying, but a sometimes difficult, often moving introspection on trauma, mental illness, and marriage. Like we said, it's also a deeply personal story for King, as he was influenced to write it after coming home from the hospital and seeing his empty office, which his wife was in the middle of redesigning. Lacey's Story is not only a great King book, but also just a great piece of literature. Do you agree with our picks? Check
What
out
the
these
hell?
other
Well, you guys, this was an interesting video here. All these different books and whatnot. Now, I personally have The Outsider, and so far so good, even though I'm still in the beginning, right? What page am I on? I'm like on page 63. Maybe you weren't sure if you wanted to get it or not. I think you should, because it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's a lot of detective stuff going on by some freak mother, you know what, out here killing kids. It's weird, but it's a good story. So far, so good. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Okay, comment below some of your favorite Stephen King books or any books from any other authors that you guys like, as well as anything I can react to for you guys next. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Follow me on Instagram and hit that notification bell so you guys can know when I have a video up and loaded, okay? It's Black Shaw. Stay tuned.